Picture this, Delhi, 1659. The heart of the Mughal Empire. Through the crowded streets, whispers ripple like fire. Not of victory, not of glory, but of betrayal. Behind the high walls of a fortress, the heir of an empire, once the brightest hope of the dynasty, sits in chains. His body weak, his face hollow from hunger, his spirit flickering like a dying flame. His name? Dara Shikoh. And the man who ordered his slow death was his own younger brother, the future emperor, Aurangzeb. Before we dive into this forgotten tragedy of blood and ambition, if you want more hidden histories brought to life, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment about where you're watching from. It amazes me that stories from 17th century India can reach us across centuries and continents, connecting us through curiosity, through memory, and through the shared warning of what absolute power can do. The Mughal throne wasn't just a seat of power. It was the most coveted jewel in South Asia, commanding millions of subjects and unthinkable wealth. And like every jewel, it drew blood. For centuries, Mughal succession wasn't decided by age or law, but by war. When Emperor Shah Jahan fell ill in 1657, his 4 sons became rivals in the bloodiest family feud of the empire. Dara Shikoh was the eldest. Brilliant, charismatic, beloved by his father. A philosopher prince who translated the Upanishads into Persian, who dreamed of bridging Hindu and Muslim traditions into a shared mysticism. For many in the empire's elite, Dara wasn't just a prince. He was the future of a tolerant, golden Mughal age. But to his brother Aurangzeb, Dara was a heretic, a dreamer too weak to rule. Aurangzeb was cut from a colder cloth, disciplined, ruthless, and consumed by religious zeal. Where Dara saw unity, Aurangzeb saw betrayal of orthodoxy. And he was willing to drown the empire in blood to impose his vision. The war for succession for the Mughal throne began like a storm, brother against brother, armies colliding across northern India. Aurangzeb and Dara's armies faced against each other. Dara fought valiantly, but fate was merciless. At the Battle of Samugarh in 1658, Aurangzeb crushed Dara's forces. Defeated, Dara had to run away from the battle. Dara's escape sealed his fate. His father, the aging Shah Jahan, watched in despair as the dream of a peaceful transfer of power turned into a nightmare of betrayal. Aurangzeb seized the throne, proclaiming himself to be the new Mughal king. Aurangzeb was ruthless and a zealot. Shah Jahan himself was imprisoned in Agra Fort, condemned to spend his final years staring at the Taj Mahal, the monument he had built for love, while his children tore the empire apart. And Dara? Once paraded as heir to the peacock throne, he became a fugitive, fleeing through deserts and mountains with only a handful of loyal followers. But the empire was too vast, Aurangzeb's reach too long. Dara was captured, chained, and dragged through Delhi like a criminal. Crowds gathered to see their fallen prince, some weeping, others too afraid to show pity. The same man who had been the hope of the dynasty now appeared gaunt, broken, his regal dignity stripped away. And then came the cruelest decision of all. Aurangzeb could have ended his brother's suffering quickly, with a sword. But that would have been too merciful. Instead, he ordered Dara locked away in a fortress cell. And starved. Days turned into weeks. Each passing moment a calculated torment. Food withheld. Water rationed. Guards indifferent as the once proud prince wasted away. His body weakened, but his mind, filled with poetry, philosophy, and visions of unity, clung to life as long as it could. Imagine him there. A man who dreamed of harmonizing faiths, now abandoned by the empire he sought to unite. Each night darker than the last, his strength ebbing, his legacy slipping away. Until finally, silence. Dara Shikoh was dead. Not by battle, not by blade, but by slow starvation, ordered by the brother who now called himself emperor. Aurangzeb emerged from this war the undisputed ruler of the Mughal world. His empire stretched wider than any before him, but it came at a cost. The blood of his brother stained the throne, and the dream of a tolerant India died with Dara in that dark cell. Today, Aurangzeb is remembered both as a formidable emperor and as a tyrant who sowed seeds of division. And Dara? His story survives as a haunting what if. What if the Mughal Empire had embraced his vision of unity instead of Aurangzeb's iron rule? What if the Emperor of Hindustan had been a philosopher instead of a zealot? History doesn't answer what ifs. But it does leave us warnings. The story of Aurangzeb and Dara Shikoh isn't just a tale of two brothers. It's a reminder that ambition without mercy, power without compassion, can consume even blood ties. And in the end, it's not just a family that suffers, it's an empire. Dara's last words were never recorded. But perhaps his silence speaks louder than any speech, that the true tragedy of history is not only how men die, but how their dreams are starved before the world can ever see them fulfilled.